we had some talk coming in here. So you guys, we've been going hard on Boomer. We went hard on Scott Adams, and frankly, he's 100% indirectly implied that he's seen our video and he's very angry about it. And a lot of his loyal cult followers came to me with excuses. They did. They came on to me. They begging at the feet of the wizard. They're like, no, please give Boomer a chance. You don't understand. And guys, when you are coming to me at my feet begging for sympathy, your leader's already fallen. It's okay. I have a higher energy vibration. I get it. I'm a better person than Boomer. And so when you see that logo, you're like, ooh, I like that. I want to be around that. That's what's happening there. So just cut the cord. It's like a bad relationship. When you feel that vibrational energy and you're drawn to me, sever the tie with the tumor and move to the true side of the wizard. But one of the excuses they kept bringing up was, Tyler, you don't understand. Boomer is really into pot. He just gets high out of his mind, and that's why sometimes he makes these silly mistakes. It's because he's really high and doing drugs. As if this is selling me on him. So their selling point is, oh, our great leader is a drug addict who's just high all the time and out of his mind. The dude streams at 7 a.m. in the morning. Why in the world is he blasted out of his mind on drugs? That is an addiction, people. I have these people, they come to me and they're like, oh, no, pot. It's for my anxiety. It's for my stress. Oh, really? When do you feel anxiety and stress? Whenever I'm not using my drugs? Oh, okay. So what you're saying is you cure your addiction to pot by using the drugs. Very good. Very smart. I'm really proud of you there. Great observation. It's obviously, pot, no different than heroin and fentanyl. Same level of drugs, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a stupid, filthy hippie like Boomer is, so I'm not going to be going and smoking pot, because that's for losers. What I'm going to do instead is what I think is fair. I have a bottle here of Citadel Gin de France. That's 44%, okay? This is a mason jar. Fair? Is that a heroic dose? Is that enough to match the state of inebriation that Boomer's in? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do 3 to 4 times long of a show that he does, and it's not going to make me a fool, because I'm a high energy vibration person. I have control of my consciousness. I can feel however I want, whenever I want. I don't need to poison my brain. I don't need to shoot pot into my head to try and talk to a crowd of people. You know what? Fine. You don't think it's a heroic dose? There you go. A little more. How's that? That's it. But I'm not going to be able to take that in one shot. I'm going to, let's do this. All right. Fair? We're fair?
Yes, that is more than fair.
Okay. More than fair. Here we go. I got a lime here to help me out. Let's see. This is for you, Boomer. Oh, and by the Boomer addressed this. His attack against us is that moderate drinking is clearly bad for your mental health. That was his little passive-aggressive remark against our 44-minute diatribe that deconstructed his very being and broke his very mind. His consciousness was peeled back like an onion. And I exposed the rotten, moldy core of who he is. Okay. I got some of that on my face. There we go. Happy? All right, so I think that's fair. If Boomer is blasted out of his mind, I think that what I just did should be more than suffice for demonstrating how this does not, if you're just a good person, if you're just strong and you have a strong soul and a good energy, it doesn't matter what you do. You just have full control over your mind at all times. Drugs, alcohol, it's for losers. If you just want to feel drunk, then just feel drunk. You can just get whatever you want anytime. You just feel it. And, apparently Boomer isn't as enlightened as me. He isn't as excellent as I am. And so because of that, he has to go and abuse drugs. It's kind of crazy how much he abuses drugs when you consider how often he complains about how he lost his stepson to fentanyl. You think that he would turn his life around, right? You think he'd say, you know what, drugs are wrong. I need to change my life. But no. You know what he did? He latches on to his addiction. He's this little rat in the cage, the cat rat that pushes the button and the cocaine comes out, and he pushes the button and the cocaine comes out, and then eventually that rat hits the button so many times that he dies.
Oh no.
Because he'd rather poke the button to get the cocaine than eat food. Is that who you are, Boomer? Is that what you are? A little rat in a cage. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Is that what's going on? Let me know, Boomer. Are you a rat in a cage? Because it seems like you're a rat, but frankly, it's more like a snake in a cage. He's very reptilian. Very, very reptilian. So we rightfully went against Boomer and gave a great expose. We exposed him, and he's not doing so hot. He's not doing so well. He's been losing his mind. He's responded to us in the comments. He's doing exactly what we predicted he would do. So he's doing the classic backpedaling technique. So all of the things that I pointed out as flaws that he has, mistakes that he's made, the vileness of his character, and he's been trying to paint a new version of history because he doesn't believe in truth into his streams. I'm not here for your energy. I'm not here for your attention. I'm here to politely inform the few cult members that are in your stream that are free. So you're Waco, Texas, okay? You're Waco, Texas, and I am the CIA operative on the inside saying, hey man, I know this isn't you. You got a family. You got friends. You're not following this guy, are you? Come on. Let's go. It's okay. You can be safe. Come with me. And I let them out the back door. I am the hero saving the few people who haven't lost themselves to your spells, Boomer. I am saving them from you. Scott Adams is under the impression that he can if you just say words, that saying a word is the same thing as being the word. He thinks that if you say poop, that means that you are poop. That's literally his thought process. And so he doesn't like to say words like the C word. I would never say something so terrible like the C word. But he really likes to not say the C word either because he doesn't want his brand to be associated with it. So I put together a little compilation for him that's going viral, and the number one source of traffic is his own live streams. That's right. His own members of the cult are listening to my video that you're about to see right now.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Hey, everybody, come on in here. It's time for Cancer. Scott Adams. All you need is a cup or a mug or a glass, a tank or chalice or stein, a canteen, jug or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like Cancer. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure of the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything, including the pandemic, Cancer. It's called the Cancer Sip, and it happens now. Go. Yes, I can feel my cancer getting stronger every moment. I don't even know what that means. Cancer moonshot, cancer death. Apparently, cancer rates, death rates of. You don't want to be associated with cancer.
Woo!
I don't even like to talk about it on the live stream. Our brains, we can process some things semi-logically, but it's not how the brain is wired. The brain is wired by association. So the brain just associates things. Oh, this is like this. Cancer, death.
he doesn't like to be associated with the C word, so he ended up being putting the compilation of all the different times he said it, and that's going to come into play later in the show. The number one search for Scott Adams Exposed is us, and it's all thanks to you. You guys made this happen. You made this possible. So now when people are watching Scott Adams' show off in the corner of his stream, this is what they're seeing. They're just watching their boomer, and then they see this enraged boomer. Dilberkheim melts down, radioactive. He's exposed. He's a filthy liar. How do you not click that? And the click-through rate agrees with us. Let me tell you, people have been clicking this thing up, and thank you guys. You guys are wonderful for making this happen. So I just want to give you guys a shout out for that. So this has been negatively impacting Boomer. Boomer has taken a very interesting line of approach. The dude has declared Black Lives Matter to be the biggest failure he's ever seen of anything. And to make matters worse, he's been putting on verbal blackface. Now, what is verbal blackface? Well, that is the what Boomer would call linguistic kill shot. And the linguistic kill shot of verbal blackfaces, Boomer has taken to the habit of self-identifying as black. That's right. He tells people that he is black, and that's why he's allowed to say whatever he wants, because black people receive special treatment in society, and he wants some of that special treatment. So he has been wearing verbal blackface. That's when you're not black, but you say you are with your voice. Hence the term verbal blackface. So that's what he's been up to. In response to the fact that he once again has failed to make a prediction. That's right, February 1st, he said the mask mandates will be done. I'm going to use my hypnotic masturbator persuasion powers to end the mask mandates in California. February 1st, all mask mandates are gone. Don't worry about it, guys. I am the greatest influencer of all time. I can do anything. I can manipulate reality by writing down things on a piece of paper over and over and over again. And lo and behold, February 1st rolls around. They're still masked up. So he's failed to get people to do it. And so Boomer took some drastic measures. Boomer decided the next strategy is if the mask mandate, supermaster, persuader, persuasion, hypnosis powers aren't going to work, we're going to advocate for bioterrorism. That's right. So Boomer transitioned from master hypnosis powers to active bioterrorism. He is advocating for bioterrorism and coaching people on how to execute bioterrorism, in my opinion. That's what we're going to see right here. Let's listen to Boomer actively coach people in California to commit acts of bioterrorism on the YouTube platform. Here we go.
Enforcement after February 1st by rule of the people. Now, what is somebody going to do if you say, no, I agree with you. I see it. It's right there on the website. Totally mandatory. But after February 1st, enforcement is stopped. What is the evidence of that? Well, as I told you before, you should bring your photo of the governor showing you that there's no enforcement. Did the governor get a ticket? What was his penalty? It was nothing.
Can you think of a more Boomer solution than to print out a piece of paper on a printer? To print out a piece of paper on a printer and bring it with you to the grocery store and say, no. The reason I'm coughing a biohazard into your face is because, look, I printed out this piece of paper and it's got a picture of our mayor. Do you think we should be wearing masks if our mayor's not wearing our mask and holding the paper?
That is the most Boomer thing I've ever heard.
Archers, take him out. Thank you.
Now, you don't need the picture. You could just say, what is the penalty? You're not aware of any penalty, are you? Am I going to get a ticket? Now, remember, don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. Your enemy is not the person you're talking to.
Don't be an asshole outside of, being a biohazard to the world.
Your enemy is the government. So just leave some...
Your enemy is the government. That's a declaration of war. That's treason. This man is committing treason right now. He's advocating for bioterrorism and treasonous behavior. This is wild.
Doubt in the person who asked,
unhinged.
but
He's
then
unhinged.
move through the store. They're not going to drag you out of Walmart. You need to give any reason that sounds reasonable. Any reason. It's called the fake because. The fake because, the reason that's not really a reason, that works whenever the person you're trying to persuade is already persuaded, right? You're not trying to change the mind of somebody who is on the other side. When you're trying to change the mind...
You do not need to listen to the regulations. You need to stand strong against your government. You need to strike them down. They are your enemy. The people is not their enemy. It's the government. Rise up and slay them with bioterrorism in the streets. Take your mask off. Spread the virus around. Go kill the people in the streets. Do you hear? They're on your side. They need your strength. They need your power. Stand up. Rise. Boomers.
If you can even call it that, of somebody who's already...
He's literally giving a Hitler-esque manifesto right now. This is wild. This is wild.
Your team, you give them any reason, and it works. Here's the reason. After February 1st, the public has ruled that there's no penalty for not wearing masks.
Now he's spreading dangerous health misinformation. My goodness. Now he's going out and he's telling people that his persuasion worked when it didn't. He's just lying. Boomer, just lying to people isn't persuasion. It's like me going up, okay, OPVs, I'm going to persuade you that you're a duck. Okay. You're a duck now.
No, I'm not.
But yeah, did you guys see how she thought she was a duck? Pretty crazy, right? Master persuader. That's his literal approach right now. And to top it off, he's adding this Hitler speech declaring bioterrorism warfare and treasonous acts against the government. This is wild. This is a traitor to our nation, in my opinion.
Who in his audience actually believes him? Do you think anyone?
From the engagement I've been getting in the comment section, not many people, bud. Not many people. Yeah. Now, again, this is still in regards to his complete and total failure on February 1st. He is now telling people to manipulate the media by going to the media, lying to them, and telling them that February 1st, the mandates were done. It's the news says that it's done. Can you please? Now, this sounds like, oh, this is similar to what was happening before. Now, this is actually a little different. This is more pathetic. What Boomer is actually doing now is not only did February 1st not remove their mask mandates, but no one even noticed what he was talking about. No one cared. He screamed about this for months. He's been promoting it with all his masturbator powers, and he's been pushing all this persuasion and hypnosis and his massive following and the entire force of the Dilbert energy sources and his great ability to bend reality by writing things down on pieces of paper. These are all his claims.
And his massive amount of money.
Millions of dollars, massive success, super rich, super powerful, super connected. And no one even said a word. So now he's trying to get the same boomers that he's expecting to walk into Targets with pieces of paper printed out. He's now going to coach them on targeting people who are journalists and spreading false misinformation so that they post it in the news so he can be like, look, I did something.
He's
trying to get his audience to do PR for him.
All right. So let's see how far we can push that. And I would like you all to report back, if that's not too much to ask. I'm gonna, along with, and by the way, I want to give props to Greg Gutfeld for being the primary platform in which the February 1st has been promoted.
Boom! He's pushing off the blame to another guy, the person he stole the idea from in the first place. And he's saying the reason it's a failure is because of him.
And Greg has been pushing this quite a bit, and I think his will be the biggest influence on this. He's got the platform.
So this is a manipulator tactic here. Is he made the prediction? He's going to persuade February 1st. He's going to make it happen. It fails. Oh, it was this other guy's idea. He's the big influence. Anything you see is because of him, because nothing happened.
And the influence. And so big thank you to Greg Gutfeld for his leadership on the February 1st thing. But I think he would probably say the same. I can't read his mind, but I think we would all appreciate it if you gave us some feedback about your situation. So if there's a place that...
We would all appreciate it if you gave us some feedback. What is he actually asking for here, people? What he's saying is nobody posted hashtag Feb1st. Nobody said that they took their mask off on February 1st. Nothing happened on February 1st. No news outlets were talking about February 1st. Nothing happened. But guys, I've been using my master persuader powers for the last 3 months. Why is no one saying anything? Please say something. Please. I just want attention, please.
Requires masks. Just tell me what happened. Just tweet it at me. And don't worry about how many tweets I get today, right? Just put the hashtag February 1st.
Guys, don't worry. It's okay. I get lots of tweets. It's fine. Please don't worry. Please give me more tweets.
First, and describe your situation. Just briefly. Went into X store without a mask. It was fine, or whatever happened.
So he asked for us to lie to him on Twitter and say that they went into stores without a mask, saying it's fine because he took off the mask mandate. So I, of course, joined him. I came in and made my first tweet in about 6 months or a year or 3 years. I don't use the platform. I don't really know how it works. But I figured it out just for you, Boomer. You're special to me, Boomer. You're so special. I don't hate you. I need you. Anyway, I went onto Twitter and I left him a tweet. Walked into a small business, was immediately attacked by security and banned for life. And I would encourage you guys, please head on over to Twitter, and he's asking for it. Please go and tweet him and let him know how you walked into small businesses. Specify small businesses in San Francisco, Silicon Valley. And the key here is I don't want you to lie. I don't want you to just tell, I went in and they asked me to put my mask on. That's not enough. This needs to be a troll. So trolling is you have to give the person an out. That's the difference between being a liar and being an artful troll. A lot of you guys don't get this distinction. You can't just say something that's not true. You have to say something that's so not true that any logical person would read it and be like, he's clearly joking. But if the person you say it to gets enraged enough, they can't see that you're joking. That's the fun of trolling. It's an energy manipulation game. My apologies. I did have 7 shots of gin in about a 30-second period. So my apologies here. Go onto his Twitter, and what I would like you to do is let him know comically over-the-top things that happen to you. Like, for example, walked into a small business in San Francisco, and I was tased and handcuffed and incarcerated. There you go. That's a good tweet. So create these absurd, over-the-top things that happened, and that's the kind of tweets we want to be leaving for Boomer because he asked for them, and just include that hashtag Feb1st.
Okay. Just tweet your experience. We'll fill Twitter with February 1, hashtag Feb1, and we will build an example.
Now, keep in mind, we will be the only people posting hashtag February 1st. No one else joined in on his campaign. He failed. It's over. We're 5 days in to past Feb 1st. They're all still wearing masks. No one joined his campaign of bioterrorism.
You know, people are imitators, right? Right? So some people want to go first, you know, when the first 5% of people do whatever, because they're just built that way. Some of you are in that group, so go first. Others need other people to go first. All right? So if you get some momentum going, get some exposure with the hashtag, if you can get any major publication to pick it up, some of you have connections to the press. You know you do, right? You got a friend, cousin, brother. You know somebody in the press.
Oh my gosh, have you ever
probably all
seen one of
Tell
those?
them that
Have you ever had one of those friends that joins an MLM and they start telling you about their
yeah.
business plan? And it's like, but
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
it's just like, think about it. If you talk to your friends and your friends talk to their friends, like, you're connected to people and we'll be millionaires by the end of by next week. Don't you understand? We can like totally make if 1 million people buy my product for $10,000, I'll be a billionaire. Yeah, if that happens, you will be. Good luck, pal. This is Boomer right now. You know, if we all start posting the hashtag and you talk to your friends, you've got connections and they've got everyone will start and it'll work. It's on you guys. It's not like I've been telling you for 3 months that I'm gonna do it. No. It's all on you. You guys are the ones that you've got to do it. Just go out there. Please do this for me. Please.
He's
An
begging
interesting
and
story
grappling in the dark
that-
for anything to get a hold of.
The public has decided to revolt on hashtag February 1, and somebody...
He's telling people to declare war on the government and to do it by
Wow.
actively using bio-warfare. He's telling people to declare war on the government, to commit treason, and to walk into public areas, commit bioterrorism in order to be right. That's how much this guy's committed.
These are like the last wishes of a dying man.
It really is. It really is.
Now, there won't be anything to...
We broke him. Good work, guys. You guys did. This is all
Thoroughly.
very good work. You guys are. This would not be possible without you.
cover unless you tweet about it. So if you could get a picture, even better. Now, a lazy journalist is going to love a story that they can get by looking at tweets. Trust me on this. Somebody who has...
Trust me on this. It's the only way I ever got attention. I've learned how to do this. I am an expert in lying to people in the media.
dealt with the media for a long time. The two things that all journalists want is a packaged idea. Here's my idea, because they're thinking of ideas all day long. The hardest part of being a journalist is thinking up a new idea.
I get it. What Boomer's saying here is fair and on point. He's right. If you're a journalist, you're a retard. But you know what? What's more retarded than a retard journalist? It's a guy that's made his career off of manipulating other retards in the media. Send it an airstrike. Oh! Right in the head. Good work. Good work. Got an airstrike right in on that, Boomer. So this is Boomer coaching people to manipulate the media, become treasonous against their own government, to commit acts of bioterrorism, and to manipulate the media, which is no different than the terrorist acts of China and Russia. So really, this is an outright declaration of war by a deranged domestic terrorist, in my opinion. I think that the government should be giving him a knock on his door. I think the CIA should have a chat with him, and let's see how his master persuasion powers hold up to the interrogation tactics of throw him into the dungeon, lock him up, get him in, close the doorway, lock the key. We'll see you in 3 years, sonny. And 3 years from now, I mean, who knows? He's in his late hundreds. This guy's over 100 years old. He's probably not going to be around much longer. I can't imagine. I mean, when you're 100 years old, you've had your run. And I mean, I'm just basing my opinion of his age based on looking at him. I don't know what his actual age is, but if you guys know, you can let me know in the comments below. What's that? Oh, yeah, comments. Yeah, 100 years old. Yeah, so it's spot on. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
seems about
Good.
right. Late hundreds.
Thank you. Thank you for that comment. I'm glad that I
Yeah.
have this fact-checking machine. You know, obviously I can't check all my sources, but I know that you guys are all very smart people. So, as you can see, things aren't going well for Boomer. And he decided to dedicate an entire 3-minute segment to naming the wizard without naming the wizard. So let's take a look and see him name us and watch him go list by list, point by point of our breakdown of him and address why. Well, but actually none of that's true.
Recently, someone asked me how I handle all the drama lately. The drama in my life. Like, how do you handle all the drama? And I said, what drama?
What drama? I'm not aware of any drama. What are you talking about? It's all I ever bring up and beg for is for people to create drama for me on Twitter, but I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's okay.
Drama? Is there some drama I don't know about? And I had to like dig down a little bit to find out what the hell the drama was. And apparently...
You need to figure out what the drama is, Boomer. You need to figure out what the drama is, Boomer. I'm the drama, Boomer!
It goes something like this. That if you were to have a conversation about me, like with your friends, you'd find at least one of your friends is really mad at me.
One of your friends is really mad at you. No, Boomer.
Wow.
We're all mad at you. We all hate you. I
And
went
we're
into
not
your
your
comment
friend.
section. Oh, that reminds me. So I've been up to some games. I've been having lots of fun in the comment section. So his comment section is really fun for me. What I've been doing over here is, I guess you would call it psychological warfare. You might call it a psyop, but basically what I've done is I go into his comment sections and I find the radicalized ones, the ones who see the truth, the ones that are enlightened, and they're like, Boomer, you are wrong about China because of this reason that's really, and they're just writing paragraphs. These people still think that he's cognizant and isn't just a deranged lunatic. So they're trying to use reasons, rationality. China's trade deficit is not actually very low. In fact, China's economy is booming right now. Shut up! But I don't say that. No. I prey on them. What do you do when someone already agrees that your enemy is shit? You go into him, you comment below, and you pander to them. So I've been pandering to them because Boomer doesn't respond to his comments. He doesn't love his audience. And so he gives them no attention and no energy, which they desperately love and crave. So what do? I come and give the gift that you come here for every time. Positivity and love. And that's what I give to you. And so he's sitting here writing his little speech about China, and I just come in there right at the bottom with a little reply, and I say, right on point. Knocked it out of the park. Have you seen this expose on Boomer? Boom! And I drop that in the comments, right? So I start spreading that throughout the week. By the end of the week, he went from 20% negative comments to like 60 to 70% negative comments. In fact, the most amazing part of this is not only does he have lots of negative comments now, the majority of them are points that I've made in my video now. I'm classic conditioning his commenters to hate him, and it is going swimmingly. So if you'd like to help with this campaign, just whenever you see someone, don't worry about the people who support him. Just leave them alone. We don't need them on our sides. When you see the people who already have something that they disagree with, agree with them, give that positive energy that they love and that they need, and then point them in the direction of the truth, which is my stream. That's called world
Water
rhetoric.
that seed.
Exactly. Plant the
Help it
seeds,
grow.
water them, and we will spread the weeds all throughout the garden of his mind.
And may be mad at you for even listening to me. And that there's some kind of, I don't know, because I insulted somebody on a live stream once, or something about vaccinations that they probably got wrong.
So he's calling out exactly the points that we made. We're talking about the Shelley incidents, talking about his vaccine and his mask problems, and he's trying to dismiss it as, oh, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why they're angry at me.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments. Now, of course, this is not a
All of the comments right now are just spamming him going, it's the
Universal.
expose, it's the expose. Why are you talking? Address the points. Wait, are you really actually a liar? Are you a filthy liar? Question mark. That's what's happening right now in his chat.
And he's
experience.
panicking.
But
Yes.
apparently there's all this, drama about me. I literally was unaware. So what happened when I found out there's all this drama?
He was unaware, meaning he's now aware.
How did I feel about it? Well, I said to myself, there's none of it in my room. Like,
I'm a public figure. My entire life's goal is to get the attention and approval from others. I don't care, though, if anything happens to me in my public image or figure life, because it didn't happen in my room. They're not breaking into my room in the middle of the night with a hatchet to stare me in the middle of the night while holding it over my bed, staring him dead in his scary little reptilian eyes. Closer, closer, but never killing. I would never do an act of violence. I just want to sit there menacingly, embodying my presence into your mind, Boomer. Nothing like that at all. Unless I do that, he doesn't think it's real. So what I need to do is shoot him from a distance. Good work, archers. Very good.
it doesn't even
Metaphorically speaking, of course.
There's no. I mean, I could deal with people I know, new people. I can deal with strangers. I run into people all the time who watch my live stream. Locally now,
He runs into people locally who watch his live stream all the time. Could you imagine? Boomer has met one person in his entire life, and it's someone that he sent a DM to have a business meeting with. They showed up, and they're like, oh, I like your show. It's really cool. Because they watched the first 5 seconds, gave it a thumbs up, and bailed.
says something about coffee with Scott Adams, and I don't encounter any drama. So you might be surprised that, as provocative or hated as I am in some social media sense, that absolutely none of it, not even the smallest trace of it, has ever once.
The drama hasn't affected you yet, Boomer.
Permeated my actual life. So much so that when somebody was concerned about all the drama I'm handling, I didn't even know what was happening. And I'm pretty plugged into feedback, and even I didn't know what was happening. So
pretty plugged into feedback.
Here's the way I think of it. I think of all this drama as chemical reactions happening in the skulls of strangers.
Keep in mind, people, so he doesn't think of you as a human being. He doesn't think that you have a soul. He doesn't think you're unique or special. He thinks that you are a biochemical reaction going off in your head. Your opinions, your feelings mean nothing. They have no value. They're no impact. So when you give him your attention, he doesn't care. When you give him respect, he doesn't care. When you give him kindness and love and positive energy, like I give you guys here every day, he doesn't care. The most valuable resource and the most scarce and in-demand resource in the world, your attention and your love and respect. The thing that you guys come to this channel for me, and I deeply appreciate every one of you for the unique souls that you have and the unique person that you are. I love every single one of you who shows up and supports what I do. It means so much to me. In Boomer's eyes, you're a chemical reaction with no purpose. That's what Boomer's telling you right now, people. So, once again, who is your leader?
Who are not in the room with me. That's it. But the other reframe is that it brings energy to what I do. And
you
if
like the
people hate
attention.
me more, it's probably because I'm hitting on something important.
Yeah. If people hate you, it's because they hate you because you're doing things worthy of hate, Boomer. Come on, man.
Either good or bad. And generally speaking, you can use energy to your advantage if you know how. And I'm kind of an energy monster, as I like to say.
What?
So energy.
So he's a monster. Okay, so let's just go down the checklist here. Let's do a little recap. So Boomer has declared that he is a monster, that he is black, and he's wearing verbal blackface. He is a lizard. He's advocated for bioterrorism and has told people to commit treason against the United States government. That he doesn't care about your lives because you're just chemical reactions occurring. That's a Nazi talking point, by the way. That's one of the eugenic philosophies of the Nazis. And now he is saying that he is literally, not figuratively, a monster. I mean, I kind of get now how these serial killers got away with it, where it's like, how did no one notice Manson? How did nobody notice these dudes stuffing people in fridges and eating them? Like, don't you think somebody would notice? I get how no one noticed, because you can clearly just say these things in public and people will just scroll by. They'll just give them a thumbs up. Wow, you did a great show today, Boomer. What else could you say for this?
This was quite the stream for him.
Oh, it really was. This is the stream the day
My
after
goodness.
we did our expose, and he watched it. There was a 1-day period where he didn't watch the expose, and then he tuned in, saw the expose, and he came on and he made this train wreck. So, verbal blackface wearing Boomer here. This is a man who says that he is black, which is not true. So that's why I call it verbal blackface. So after committing verbal blackface and claiming to be black when he's not because he wants the benefits of being black, he's now going to tell us what he thinks about Black Lives Matter and whether or not they do.
Part of the explanation of why we're getting such bad information and why the media is essentially aiding and abetting BLM's completely backwards messaging that's killing people is that the people who report it don't have to deal with the consequences. Now, I don't know if that's the whole story, but you can reasonably say that people who don't have to deal with consequences are not concerned with things. That's fair to say. So how many of these elite reporters and CNN reporters and everything else, how many of them go back to the inner city dangerous place and have to deal with any of these problems? None. They go back to their nice penthouse or whatever, and they can make up any story they want as long as it gets them clicks. And so between Black Lives Matter being, as we've learned recently, apparently a fraudulent financial scam, this is the biggest failure of anything I've ever seen, probably. All right.
Your Honor, I rest my case. Closing statements. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Boomer. Scott. It's that time. You've been wondering when this was going to happen. And this is just for you. We're playing games. We're having fun. This is just persuasion. We're playing around. Power games. All the books that you've read. You and I have our differences. I don't like you. I hate you sometimes, Boomer. And you hate me. And we disagree on so much. Mostly the truth. But you mentioned something. You don't like being associated with cancer. The C word. That's right. I said it. But Boomer, I think that you and I can come together. Let's set aside our differences and rise above these trivial matters. And I think you'll all agree with me with what I'm about to say. Every one of the people in his audience. We're tired of hearing what you have to say about COVID. All day, vaccines, 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 wear masks, vaccines, wear masks, vaccines, wear masks, vaccines, wear masks, masks, vaccines. That's you, Boomer. And I know why you're doing it. You want so much in your heart to not be the Dilbert guy. Vaccines aren't the way. They're not going to break that spell for you, Boomer. So this is where I think you and I can set aside our differences and rise above. What if instead of being the COVID guy, what if you become the cancer guy? That's what I would like to propose to you today, Scott Adams. You mentioned that you just shouldn't talk about cancer because it will ruin your brand. It will ruin your image. That's just not something you should do. You don't want to be associated with it. But Boomer, you're a master persuader. You're a master hypnotist. You can bend reality to your will. What better way to fix this legacy? What better way to no longer be the D-word guy than to become the cancer guy? Take on that burden. Follow that archetype of Christ. Sacrifice yourself. Lose your brand. Lose your attention. Destroy yourself like cancer will. We know it will. We know it will break you. But it is that noble sacrifice that maybe, just maybe, will change who you are known as. You can stop being the D-word guy and you can become the cancer guy. Use your persuasion, use your hypnosis, use your power to fight cancer. Cancer's not a joke. Cancer's not funny. Cancer strikes so many people, and it does a lot more damage than COVID. Why do you spend all your great powers on COVID when you could be stopping this horrible tragedy in the world? For attention, because of your brand, how it might affect you. We know you're better than that, Boomer. We know that you can rise above that. And so I'd like to put aside our differences and fight for something greater. I want you to be the cancer guy. You don't have to beat cancer, but damn, imagine it. He gave it a shot. He sacrificed everything for a chance to save a life. Think about it, Boomer. And we're going to move on to another segment. Thank you for joining us today. Woo! And that's Boomer, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that and had a good time.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car.